7 days per week with a fresh approach. www.999wefm.com. WeFM News online on demand.
Welcome to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited.
Sensational savings are here this summer at Quartz Optical. Get a free pair of designer sunglasses with your glasses purchase. Now that's sensational. Free sunglasses and your glasses, and you can get it all with no cash. Choose from our flexible credit terms from 3 to 24 months to repay. At Quartz Optical, the savings are sensational. You don't want to miss these deals. Conditions apply. See in store for details. Quartz Optical. Value you can see.
Welcome back to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited. I'm your presenter, Jessica Klein. First on the local scene. Caribbean Community CARICOM leaders have agreed on a new modern multilateral air services agreement, MASA, that will allow for a new framework within which air transportation will operate in the region, according to Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. He told a news conference marking the end of the 43rd CARICOM summit that countries, particularly those in the Eastern Caribbean and even Trinidad and Tobago, being severely affected by the loss of thousands of seats because Liat is no longer before us. We hear more from the Prime Minister.
We have lost thousands of seats because Liat, as it was, is no longer before us. You didn't realize it while COVID was on, but after COVID has receded somewhat and people are traveling again, we see the problems. So a discussion has taken place between the prime ministers of Antigua and Barbuda, Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Barbados, and Guyana.
Gonsalves said that given St. Kitts and Nevis is in an election cycle and was not represented at the summit, a decision was made between the countries mentioned to address the issue of regional travel, which may result in a revival of Liat in some form.
We have taken a decision between those countries on the margins that we are going to address the issue of a regional air carrier of some kind. It may well be the revival of Liat in some form or the other. We have to get a consultant in the area of aviation to put the framework together and some numbers as a matter of urgency for us to move on. And sometime, and that is taking place, I've been given a certain responsibility to coordinate certain things to get that going.
That was Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. Police in St. Vincent and the Grenadines are investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of a fisherman. The victim has been identified as Roland Baptiste, 35 of Fitzhugh. He died on July 1st after being shot about his body with a shotgun on June 27th in Fitzhugh by an unknown assailant. Baptiste succumbed to his injuries at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. A post-mortem examination is expected to be conducted on the body to ascertain the exact cause of death. Investigations into Baptiste's death are ongoing. Persons with information that can assist with these investigations are encouraged to contact the police. Baptiste's death marks the 23rd homicide reported for SVG in 2022. Still on the local scene, Equal Rights, Access and Opportunities SVG Inc., ERAO SVG, says that it is pleased with the ruling of High Court Judge Justice Marissa Robertson in the case of Auden David, Attorney General of Antigua and Barbuda. The Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court found that the selection of an intimate partner is a private and personal choice. The ruling also said the Twin Island Nations 1995 Sexual Offences Act offends the right to liberty, protection of the law, freedom of expression, protection of personal privacy, and protection from discrimination on the basis of sex. The ruling comes after a gay man who works at Antigua's Ministry of Health and a local group called Women Against Rape Inc. asks that the law be found unconstitutional. ERAOSVG said that this is a historic decision in not only Antigua and Barbuda, but the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, ECSC. It is the first case in a country where the ECSC has jurisdiction that anti-gay laws have been declared unconstitutional. Moving on to regional. Two St. Lucian delegates recently participated in a critical aspect of the implementation of the passport system in St. Lucia. The two officials, Mr. Lucius Lake of the Border Control Agency of St. Lucia and Inspector Crescent Lionel of the Passport Office, Immigration Department of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, participated in the Customer Acceptance Test CAT during the week of June 20th, 2022. In 2021, the government of St. Lucia and the Canadian Banknote Company Limited, CBN, entered into an agreement for the supply of e-passports and an e-passport issuance and control system solution. Immigration expert with the St. Lucia Border Control Agency, Mr. Lucius Lake, commented on the significance of the CBN's role in rolling out the e-passports, which will replace the existing machine-readable passports. He says the outgoing system was designed and implemented since 2007 and now provides a foundation for a seamless security upgrade to the e-passport system. Caribbean countries that have already begun issuing e-passports include Antigua and Barbuda, the Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, Dominica, Grenada, and St. Kitts and Nevis. Jamaica is set to launch its e-passport system in 2023. Still on regional news, cases of the Omicron BA.4 subvariant of coronavirus COVID-19 have been found on the U.S. Virgin Islands, and officials have warned islanders not to let their guard down. The Virgin Islands Department of Health, VIDO, VIDOH, confirmed cases of BA.4 on June 30th, and preliminary samples have indicated that BA.5 could also be circulating in the community. VIDO said BA.4 and BA.5 are now the dominant strains in the United States, making up over 52% of infections. We might see breakthrough infections, meaning that if you are vaccinated, you may still become infected, but vaccinations continue to be the best defense against severe illness or death, according to the statement issued by the department. At a media conference, Health Commissioner Justa Encarnacion warned islanders to be vigilant as the subvariants could become the dominant strains in the U.S. British Virgin Islands. On the international scene, Sri Lanka's president says he has asked Russia's Vladimir Putin to help his cash-strapped nation import fuel as it faces its worst economic crisis since independence from Britain in 1948. Gotabaya Rajapaksa said he had a very productive discussion with Mr. Putin. It comes after Sri Lanka's energy minister warned at the weekend that the country may soon be out of petrol. On Wednesday, hundreds of people took to the streets of the capital, Colombo, to protest against the government. I requested an offer of credit support to import fuel, Mr. Rajapaksa tweeted in a reference to his conversation with the Russian leader. Mr. Rajapaksa also said he had humbly made a request for flights between Moscow and Colombo to resume after the Russian flag carrier Aeroflot suspended services last month. And finally, in sports, Rafael Nadal fought through injury to come from behind to beat Taylor Fritz and reach the Wimbledon semifinals. The Spaniard, who had a medical timeout at the end of the second set and struggled with his movement for long spells, still managed to pull out the victory. It keeps Nadal's bill for a calendar Grand Slam on track and sets up a semifinal against Nick Caruso. Nadal, who had strapping on his abdomen in his previous match, was bothered by the same issue again. This has been WEFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Jessica Klein. Join us again at 3 p.m. for WEFM's 3 p.m. news. WEFM's Midday News came to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited.
Family fun days are here. Now is the time for movie marathons, tasty treats, and outdoor fun. At Courts, we have the TVs, appliances, grills, pools, and more to make your home the place to be. Get it all today with no cash when you shop with Courts Ready Finance. Family fun days are on now. Get what you need at Courts, bringing value home. Offer ends July 23rd. Conditions apply.
The flavor nice, it's locally made, affordable.